Hi everyone. So what I'm going to be doing is going to be opening my Easter stamp set that I got from the Creative Fabrica. So I'm just going to go to my file here and I'll go press open. And I've got my images already loaded up. These are so adorable. So I'll just give you a quick look to see how they look. I think they're super cute. So what I'm going to use is this this banner here. So I'll press OK and it'll come up on the screen. This is a little big, but what I want to do as well is I want to change the color of the lines. So I'm just going to go to the line style there and just press black. So it's black. And then I'm going to resize that down to a size that I think will look good. And I reckon at about 2.5 inches wide is a pretty good size. Then I'm going to go back into my file and I'm going to go into merge, and merge allows me to pick up a stamp that I like from here. So the one that speaks to me at the moment is this. Oh, there's so many cute images. I want to use them all, but I can't. I won't. So what I'm going to use is, let me have a think. I really love that chick. I think it's cute. But I think I will use this this one over here. So I'll press OK. Now that is a little big, so we don't want it that big. So what I'm going to do is just, first off, I want to change the color of the line to make sure it's black. And then whilst this is highlighted, I'm just going to go up here to where it's got for the sizes, how to change the size of the image. So I'm going to go to 3.5 inches tall, and I think that's a great size. So I'm going to use that because that will be our main image. So 3.5 inches tall. Or should I go? Actually, I might go 3 inches for that. So 3 inches might be a little better size. Okay, so with that banner, I want to put happy Easter on that. So I'm just going to go to this over here where it says A, and that's for the text. And I'll go over here and I'll press for the text there. And the font that I like is this Fresh Start. So I'll just go over here and put Happy Easter. Now, this font does not have capitals for some unknown reason, but it looks cute, so I'm going to keep with it. Here, I'm just going to change the line from red to black, and then I'm going to fill the alphabet there with black, and there you go. So what I'm going to do is just pop this over on there, and I'm just going to increase the magnification so you can see how I do this. I'll just put it up here. Now, this is huge in comparison to the banner. So what I'm going to do is click on that and just go down. And then I'll take this over to my banner, and it's still a bit big. So then I'll just readjust the size again. And then I'm just going to center it the way I like so. And then I'm just going to highlight both of them. I'm going to right click and I'll say group. So that way I can move it around without the Happy Easter coming off. Now, upon looking at that, I don't like the placement of the Happy Easter, so I'm going to ungroup. And then I'll just make this go down a little bit, and I'll just use my arrow keys on my keyboard to do that. So because I like the way it's centered, I just didn't like that it was too much to the top. So now I think this looks a lot more even. So I'll highlight these two again, right click, and then I'll press group, and now they've grouped together, so we can actually move them around on the screen. So what I'm going to use today is I'm going to now just go back with the magnification and just make this go up a little bit. This is an A4 size match there, the cardstock, but I'm going to reduce it down to A6 because that's just too big. So go down to A6, and this is how it will look on the actual card front. but I think that is still too big. So I'm going to go change that size to 2.5 and maybe even 2 inches, 2.0. And I'll make this one go down as well. Make that one go down. And I'll just reduce that size a little. Yeah. Okay, so I can use the print and cut feature on this and use my silhouette, but today I'm going to be using my Brother Scan and Cut. So what I'll be doing next is printing this out on my printer, and then I'm going to get the Brother Scan and Cut to cut that out for me. So I'll be back shortly. Okay, so this is now the finished product. Initially I had that image and this one here, but I decided to add an extra Happy Easter. I printed these out, and then I added a couple of more images because I thought they were really cute. I really like that one, and that one. So I thought I'll just print this all on the one A6 page. So what I'm going to do with that now is I'm going to grab my mat. I've got painter's tape on it because I'll just move this across here for a second, because yeah, it just helps to keep the page on. I'll just leave that here for the time being, but I will, and I'm just going to pop this onto my mat, and I'm going to add a couple of pieces of painter's tape just to ensure, let's see, just to ensure it stays on the mat, because it's not very sticky at the moment. So I'm just going to grab a couple of pieces of painter's tape, not very big pieces, because I don't want them to interfere with the printing. So, with the cutting, not the printing. I've already done the printing. And I put that over here, and I think that should keep it stable. So I'm just going to bring my scan and cut here, and I'll get you to see the instructions because the angle here is really just weird. So I'm just going to open that up. I'm going to turn that on. You'll see it come up. Now this is cool. It's got a couple of compartments underneath here. So I'll just quickly show that to you. So it's got compartments here that you can store blades and other accessories. I've just got my stylus underneath here, so I'm just going to grab that, and then I'll bring this back around again so you can see the instructions. I'll bring it maybe a little closer, if you can see that. Okay. And just angle it that way. Alright, so I'm going to press this one here that's got the grids. Oh. And I'll just press OK. Press that down because it's glary. And then I'm just going to load my mat, and I'll press that one again. What I love about this machine is it's really quiet in comparison to the Silhouette, but I also still love the Silhouette. So I'm just going to press scan. Then I'm going to press direct cut, and I'm going to use the machine. Now the image that I want to use is the 12 by 6, so I'm going to click on that and press start. Oops. So it's going to scan that in for me. Okay. And I'm going to press OK because that's the image that I wanted scanned. Now there's a lot of noisy bits there, so I'm just going to bring in the arrow to here, and then I'm going to put this over here to just concentrate around the images, and I'll press preview, and that looks fine. I'll go OK. I'll go back actually. I'll make this go a little bit further. Oops, in. Okay, now I'll press preview to make sure I got everything. And that looks all right to me. So I'm going to click OK. Then I'm going to put an outline along the outside of 0.4 because that's the smallest it can do. Okay. Then I'll press OK. I'll press OK. And I'll select to cut. Now it's going to start cutting as soon as I press start. So it's got an auto blade, and what that does is it determines the thickness of the cardstock that you're using. And now it's going to cut that out. So it moved. So I'm just going to press pause, quit cutting, and I'll go OK. And then I'll go back home. I'll delete all patterns because it's moved. Now I'm going to unload that. That did not stay. So I'm going to do this again and put some more painter's tape. So I'm showing you mistakes and all because this can happen to anybody and on how to troubleshoot that. So I'll just grab some more painter's tape. I'm going to rip it. So we'll get more there, more down the bottom, and hopefully I'll get a little bit more there. Just grab another piece of painter's tape. I reuse them until they no longer stick, and that saves on money too. So this is a good money saving tip as well with your painter's tape and just generally with your equipment. Try and use, as much as you can without having to buy new stuff. So we'll go through that process yet again. So I'll load I'll go through the process again. So I'm going to put scan, direct cut with the machine. I'll do a 12x6. I'll press start. So it's going to scan it again. Okay. I'll press OK. Then I'm going to bring in the arrows around the image again. I'll press preview, see what it's got going on there. That looks okay to me, so I'll press OK. Now I will go through and get rid of bits and pieces I don't need. So I will go to edit and I will toggle. So I'll get rid of that in the trash. Get that in the trash. Trash that. So the bits get highlighted. Yep, trash that. So it doesn't cut it out, otherwise it's going to take too long. Trash that. Trash that. Trash that. Trash that. All the bits I don't need, I will trash them. and trash that again. Okay, so I think I pretty much got that. So I'll just press OK. Then I'll go to my distance, which is 0.4. I'll press OK, and then I'll press OK, and hopefully this time it will stick. And we'll go to press select and cut, and it should hopefully do the job. And I'll press start. Just give it a bit of a push down there. Make sure it stays there. Okay, and I'll press that, and it says when unloading the mat, the position of the pattern may shift from the scanned image, and I'll go, that's fine, just get it out. Okay, so what happened was it shifted as it was cutting. So here's that, but all I've just is just pull that off, and it's okay. So that turned out cute. Whoops. Okay. I will turn this mat off, turn the machine off, and then I'll see you at the table. Hi everyone, so I'm back now from the cutting with my brother's scan and cut. This one cut a little off because this had moved, like it wasn't strong enough, so I have to re-sticky my mat before I use it again. So I just want to show you the cutouts. They are so cute. This is cute. Regardless that it cut a little bit off, I think it's still usable. So I think it's cute. So I'm keeping that one. This is one that cut well, somewhat, but it did also shift, but that's okay. Still turned out very well. This was perfect. That's because this shifted. Otherwise, the machine is actually perfect. Now, in looking at these gorgeous images, rather than making, because I was initially thinking I was going to make a card, I've decided now that I think I will make a 3D box instead for Easter, because with cards, I generally do give them to my family and friends, but I think for these projects, I think they will look cute as a 3D project, like a box. So that's this one. Isn't that cute? So I'm thinking of making a 3D box, something that's easy to make, easy to replicate, and good for gift giving around Easter. And they turned out perfect. So there you go. These stamped digital stamps, you can resize them to whatever you want. You can make them for whatever you want, and they turn out really cute every time. And there's no issues of misstamping or anything like that, because the computer does it for you, and it turns out perfect every time. So that saves you money. Like to get this stamp set as part of your subscription, and you can resize them and make them for whatever project you like, and it gives you that flexibility because it's a digital stamp. I think is a great money saver. So these are the images. So I'm actually going to go away, and then I will come back with a specific project in mind, and we will use one of these gorgeous little images for that project. So I will be back soon. Okay, so I've decided I'm going to be using a print and cut file that I found on Creative Fabrica, which will allow me to make this here. This is like a carrot box. Now, this is on an A4 page, but what I want to do is I want to make these bigger. So I'm just going to take these off to the side, and I've chosen the colors that I want to use. And I'm actually going to make these bigger, but I want to group them together so that they stay in the same proportions, if that makes any sense. So what I'm going to do is just group them together, and then I'm going to increase the size, and it's going to be some huge number like 14 inches, and maybe I can go even bigger. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to test out to see if this goes in the print and cut, and it doesn't. So I just want to test it out. So I'll go and go further down and see if I can ungroup this. And then I'm going to test out the shape within my print and cut feature. And if I don't want to do print and cut, I can also just cut it out using my just a regular A4 orange, say, piece of cardstock. So I've got plenty of that on hand. So what I want to do is just, why won't this do that? So I'll just click on that, see if I can get it even bigger. So what I might do is just get rid of actually my registration marks off. Okay, and I'll see if I can make this go further. Whoops. It's a little too much. And let's see. Go further up. And see what I did there? I didn't do that together, so I'll have to go backwards. So if you're ever in doubt, just go back. There you go. You can always use that back button there if you make a mistake like I did. So let's group these together and then just increase to make sure that this will end up fitting inside. And I don't think it will. So I'll have to go down again to 13 inches. And I think that will be my, just going to test it out. I think I can go a little bigger, and I'll be using just this carrot part here as my reference point. And then let's see, let's go say 15 inches, see what happens. And I'll get rid of the registration marks. And I'll get rid of the print border because I don't need to confuse myself with the print border, but I do want to see how this will go with the A4 size of cardstock. And I think I can make it go a little bit bigger to say 16 inches. And yep, I'll just make it inside. And I can maneuver that a little inside my A4. So it's going to take up pretty much a whole A4. And then I'll ungroup that. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be cutting these pieces out with my silhouette. I'll be using orange cardstock and green cardstock and like a brown cardstock there, and then you'll see me at the desk with the this all cut. Now what you see here are perforated lines because my Silhouette Cameo does not have a score blade. I did not get one for that one, but if you get the Silhouette Cameo 4, you will have a score blade. So I will maybe upgrade to a new machine at some point in the future, but at this point in time I'm not. So I'm going to cut this out off screen, and then we'll get back to my crafting desk and we shall colour in my previous images of the little rabbits and things that I had did a print and cut with earlier, and using my brother scan and cut for that. So I'll see you shortly. Okay, so here I've got everything now on the table. So basically, these are the images that I cut out with my brother scan and cut earlier, a few days ago. And I've decided that the images I want to use is this particular one. It's like a rabbit holding a carrot, and I'm using this happy birthday banner there. I used my own font on that. So that's really, really cute. I love this. So that's what I'm going to use. And these other ones I'm going to keep for another project. Okay, so, sorry, please excuse that. All right, so that's what I'm going to use, is these two. Now, I used garden green for the top of the carrot. So cute. This is pumpkin pie cardstock, and this is Calypso Coral from Stampin' Up. So what I'm going to do first off, and these are the little accent bits and pieces, so I'll pull them off now so you can see those, and they go on the box to add those little lines on the carrot, so it gives a little bit of texture. Super cute. I'll put this to the side. So what we're going to do first off is I want to colour in the rabbit. So I'm going to bring in my Faber-Castell Albrecht Dürer watercolour pencils. These are the exact same colours as the Polychromos, and these are the 120 pencils. I absolutely love these. I've had these for about 5 years or more now. I've lost count. And in all honesty, they still haven't gone down. So they will literally last you for years. So my trick to this, if you're new to my channel, is basically I colour with these and then I blend out the strokes of the pencil with an alcohol marker. And I use this as a colourless blender from Copic. And I like to use this tip over here. Okay, that's the tip I generally use. I also have a Copic Chow with that brush tip as well. But for the small stamps and things, I like to use this particular Copic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower you down so you can see how I colour. And it's really very simple. So with the garden green, I'm going to try and get a green that is as close as possible. I'd say that this would be the closest green. Actually, the one I had at the beginning, that's the closest green. So I just laid down like a very light colour like that, and then I blend it out with this. So it blends out the strokes and it looks like you've used an alcohol marker. This is my cheats way because I'm finding that I've got a scratch piece of paper here that I just pull out the colour a little bit. And then I get a darker colour. So I make my darker shadows go on the left-hand side. That's generally how I do it. And then what I do with that is I just blend it out so it looks like I've shaded it. And it looks great. And then I scratch off, and then I do the same there. Scratch off, and then I just blend it out to the rest. So it gives that nice shading. So I think that turns out well. So that's how I do it. And so what I will do now is I will just put some nice music and maybe let this go a little bit faster. So just enjoy. Okay, so I've finished now colouring in the banner as well, just to add a bit of shadowing, and also the rabbit and the carrot. I think that turned out so cute. So I'm just going to zoom you out, and as you can see I scribbled off some colour because it does transfer even with an alcohol marker. But what I love about this method of colouring with the watercolour pencils is that you can use these dry as well as wet, so you can blend them out. And for me, that was a cheat's way of using, say, an alcohol looking effect on your colouring, because budget for me is really limited at the moment for my crafting supplies. So the only thing I pay for these days is cardstock, and if you have the right machinery, like say for example, you can fussy cut these. You don't even need a machine, so you can fussy cut that without an issue. You can fussy cut that. You can use your brother's scan and cut like I did for these, and you can also use your Silhouette Cameo. You can use your Cricut if you wish as well to do print and cut. It works out great. So these turned out super duper cute. I love the carrot and that banner, so I'll leave that to the side. So now we're going to put this together. And another reason why I love my Silhouette as well, and if you like your Cameo, it's the same thing really, is that you can change the size of your SVG files, like this is an SVG file, to any size you like. Now, if you can imagine, this is like an A4 size, as I showed you earlier on my computer screen, that basically, if you were to buy these as dies are very expensive these days, as we are all aware. You could get up to, like even $100 for dies, or even $80, and it's for especially this size, like that's just humongous. So I really think that buying an electronic die cutting machine is the way to go, and it really does save you money in the end, because these files are really not that expensive. So here's the carrot. So as you can see, it's like this. So what happened was my machine cut perforation lines, if you can see those, instead of scoring, because I don't have the scoring tool for my Cameo, because I've got the original one and it's only got the one carriage. So what I'm going to do for this is add glue on that side. And this is all part of your subscription. So if you're paying, say, $58, I think, for the year, at the moment they've got a deal for $3.99 a month, and it's billed as 1 year. That's something like, I don't know how much that is. I'll put up the calculations there, because I'm not good with maths off the top of my head. If you calculate that, like that's less than buying a die set for the year, and you can have access to all these SVG files, and you can cut them any size you like. So that's very economical, and also it just makes sense, right? So this goes here, as far as I'm aware. I'm not sure how this will work, so let's just see how this works. So this goes in here. Oh, I get it, and it goes like that. Trying to work out how this works, because there are instructions, and with this file you get an SVG file. You can also get a you can get an SVG file. Oh, that's right, that would go like this. So I'd stick that down. You get an SVG file. You can get a PDF as well. You can get a file to just print and cut. You can use the SVG one with your Silhouette Cameo or your Cricut. You can have one that has a scoring tool or not a scoring tool. So there's a few files you can use that will suit you. So I will leave the link in the description box below for the exact file that I use. And it goes like this. Oh, so cool. Oh, wow. So it looks like that. Cute. All right. That looks really good. Now, the top of this carrot, I'll do that now. These are the flaps that go on the inside. So this goes like that. Oh, that looks so cool. Look at that. That is awesome. All right, now this one, we'll just fold down the perforated lines. You don't even need a scoring tool. And just put these down like that. And this goes like that. Now, to make sure I've got this right, I'm going to see how this tops work. So I think let's see how this works. Is this how it works? The top of the carrot goes like so. Let me think now. Just trying to figure out how this works. So maybe I should put that together. And I think this goes like that over the top. Just give me one moment. I'm going to try and figure it out and then I'll come back. Hang on. So I figured this out. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach that part on. This is really cute for gift giving at Easter. I think this is adorable. And as I said, you can make this any size. I made mine pretty big. That can fit a whole A4. If you've got a 12 by 12, you can also make it big like that too. So I attach that on like that. So it looks like this. Now on the bottom here, we've got these flaps. So what I'm going to do is attach glue on all of those flaps. So just attach glue, glue, glue and glue. Okay, and then what this is meant to do is it's meant to sit over the top of that pointy bit here on the carrot. So you just plop it in place like so, and then you glue the flaps on the inside. So can you see this? Oh, hang on, let's see if I can shine a light to it. So can you see that? Right, so that will attach on. So you kind of have to hold it in place like that. So it sits like that on top. Isn't this cool? And this is from Creative Fabrica. So no extra dyes, no problems. Look at that. Now that's how it's supposed to work. So you add your glue and then you just basically plonk it over the top. And glue it down. Just hold it down like that with both hands. Hold it down like that so it can stick down the middle. Like so. Okay, this is using Stampin' Up! Cardstock. So that is Garden Green and Pumpkin Pie. Now we've got these little accent pieces that go over the top. So there's some score lines there in the middle. So they're supposed to go like on the sides, like that. So I'm just going to glue those down randomly. Just add some glue here and here. This is great for gift giving for Easter. So these are good as, say you're having people over for Easter lunch or dinner. You can put these on the table as a favour as well. I mean, they're pretty big. They'd make more of a gift more than anything. So you have the lid now that's open, so it looks like that. We're going to plonk all of these Easter eggs in there. And this is a 114 gram packet. So we'll count how many Easter eggs there are in there. They're all going all over the shop. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 little Easter eggs. And I'm sure we can fit even more in there. All over the place. Oh, they all fit. That's so cool. I lost one. Just give me a second, I'll pick it up off the floor. Okay, so I found my other little egg. Plonk them all in there. So there's 14 of these eggs fit in there. You can even fit a couple more, I'd say, quite easily. And give this also the glue time to dry as well. But there is the box full of Easter eggs inside. Looks really, really cute. I love the way that turned out. Now, where the lid opens up, I'm going to add the bunny. And I think I will use a dimensional for that. So, yeah, I'll just grab, or I might just stick it down with some glue. This turned out super duper cute. So cute. Love it. So I'll stick it up here. And I thought it would look good if I added the Happy Easter down here, or I could put it up there. And I think I will add it up there. That looks really cute. So I'll just give my tweezers a go there. And use those. Just plonk on some glue, PVA. I'll aim it a little better. Now we've got a dark, gloomy day here in Sydney. So sorry about the shadows and things, but that's the best I can do today in terms of lighting. Yeah, it's been raining. There was a thunderstorm last night. It was just yuck. So that turned out spectacular. Look at that. Isn't that cute? And like that. Like that. And like that. That is so cool. I love the way that turned out. Now, you can go a step further and add shading. You can just add, you know, you can add some more pumpkin pie ink on there. And you can add shading all around. But I think it'll exaggerate the perforation marks that I've got there on my machine. Now, if you've got the scoring tool on your machines, use that in comparison. But because I don't have a scoring tool for my silhouette, I opted for the perforations. But I think it's still a really cute box. Look at that. I think it's wonderful, and it'll make a cool gift for someone special. Yeah, for Easter, I think it's lovely. And this is very inexpensive. It's all part of my subscription. So this is another tip for you. This is, say, tip number 2. Use your Brother Scan and Cut or your Silhouette or Cricut. You can do so many things with it. You can even change the sizes. You're not limited to a size of a die, which is maybe even $80 here in Australia for a big die that's A4 size. And if you want to go smaller, easily $60, $45 to $80, I'd say, is the prices of dies these days, and they're not overly huge either. So, yeah, so I would consider, instead of buying die sets all the time, just using your machines, and there's so much you can do. And this is a stamp set
that as well. You can size it to be whatever you want. You can make it smaller, you can make it even bigger. You can even use this image here and you can make a t-shirt with that, or a mug, anything. There's so much you can do with these kinds of files. So yeah, I'm in love with that style of crafting these days, and for me it's the most versatile. You can make cards with that, you can do all sorts of stuff. So sky's the limit, guys. Have fun. If you have any questions, just let me know. I will put the links in the description box below of the files that I used for this box, and for the stamp set as well. And then that way you can check it out for yourselves, and if you decide to go and get it, go right ahead. I'm not affiliated with Creative Fabrica or Stampin' Up or any other company anymore. I'm just a freelance creator, and I just absolutely love the creative freedom. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.